Hey there, stargazers and cinema lovers. Welcome to Untold Rewind, where we connect the dots between Hollywood's past legends and today's power players. Today, we're exploring Marilyn Monroe's legacy and Margot Robbie's career, a story of glamour, grit, and golden hair that spans decades. Get ready for juicy parallels, heartfelt struggles, and a dash of humor. But wait, what if Marilyn's spirit is still whispering scripts to Margot? Hang tight, this ride's about to get iconic. Marilyn Monroe, the eternal icon. Let's time travel to the 1950s. Marilyn Monroe, born Norma Jean in 1926, rose from a chaotic childhood of foster homes to become the blonde bombshell who lit up screens everywhere. Hits like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and that legendary skirt scene in The 7-Year Itch made her a sex symbol. But she was so much more a savvy businesswoman who founded her own production company and fought for fair pay. Turbulent romances with Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller, battles with anxiety, and a tragic end at 36 in 1962, sparking endless conspiracies, JFK links. Anyone? Humor twist. If Marilyn were alive today, she'd probably sue paparazzi for bad angles and dominate TikTok with dance challenges. Her legacy? Redefining beauty as curvy, clever, and complex. Cliffhanger. How does this blueprint shape a modern Aussie star? Don't go anywhere. Margot Robbie, rising star to superstar. Jump to now, or should I say 2025. Margot Robbie, hailing from Australia's Gold Coast in 1990, kicked off in soaps like Neighbours before exploding in The Wolf of Wall Street. She's owned roles from the wild Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey to the empowering Barbie in 2023's billion-dollar smash. In 2025, she's dazzling in A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey with Colin Farrell, channeling emotional depths and gearing up for Wuthering Heights with Jacob Elordi. Plus, whispers of her in Eternal Flame and a Harley Quinn return, she's unstoppable. As a producer with Lucky Chap, she's championing stories for women. Personal vibes. Married to Tom Ackerley, and now a mom to a baby boy balancing blockbuster life with family. Fame's pressure. Body scrutiny in the social media age. Sounds Monroe-esque? Fun fact alert. Margot's a tattoo whiz who inked her co-stars. Imagine her giving Marilyn a heart tat. But her deepest dive into Monroe's world? Cliffhanger incoming. Legacy links, bombshells united. Here's where it gets explosive. Marilyn's influence on Margot. Both shattered the dumb blonde stereotype. Marilyn with her intellect. IQ 168, folks. Margot with smart, subversive roles like Barbie questioning perfection. Beauty evolution. Marilyn's curves versus today's filters. Margot's spoken out against unrealistic standards, echoing Marilyn's fights. The ultimate tie. Margot's 2022 blonde biopic, where she embodied Marilyn's pain, studying her every move. It was raw, controversial, explicit scenes sparking debates on exploitation, mirroring Marilyn's own objectified life. Robbie needed therapy post-filming. Talk about method acting. Humor break. If they swapped eras, Marilyn might star in Barbie, and Margot could rock Some Like It Hot, Hot Mess, or Hot Success. In 2025, Margot's career thrives on Monroe's trailblazing, demanding control, blending vulnerability with power. Cultural shift? From airbrushed icons to authentic queens. Marilyn's legacy isn't faded. It's fueling Margot's fire. Trivia treasures, mind blowers at Bonus & Watch Bites. Marilyn adored animals and had a zoo of pets. Margot rescues dogs. Both entrepreneurs, Marilyn's production company, Margot's Lucky Chap. And Margot turned down Playboy, flipping Marilyn's early pose. Full legacy loop, post-blonde. Margot's 2025 projects show her evolving beyond bombshell roles, deeper dramas ahead. Fame as a battlefield. Then versus now. Fame looks like a dream from a distance. Flashbulbs, applause, immortality frozen in photographs. But for the women living inside it, fame has always been a battlefield, one that never truly sleeps. For Marilyn Monroe, Hollywood in the 1950s was a gilded cage, disguised as opportunity. Studio executives controlled her contracts, her public image, her schedule, and often her personal life. Vulnerability wasn't protected, it was monetized. Her struggles became whispers, then headlines, then punchlines. She was expected to be endlessly available, endlessly grateful, endlessly radiant. Even when the weight of expectation pressed in from all sides. Margot Robbie lives in a different era, but the pressure hasn't softened. Today's battlefield is digital. Social media scrolls endlessly, dissecting every outfit, every smile, every moment of silence. Judgment is instant, forgiveness is rare, rewriting the blonde narrative. For decades, Hollywood clung to a simple myth. Blondes were meant to be seen, not heard. Beauty over brains. Charm over complexity. Marilyn Monroe shattered that myth quietly. And at great personal cost, she studied acting seriously, devoured books on craft, and worked relentlessly to prove she was more than the roles written for her. But the industry resisted, clinging to the image that sold tickets. She wanted dramatic roles, respect, creative agency, and every step toward those goals came with pushback. Margot Robbie inherited that same stereotype, but she approached it differently. Instead of pushing against the box from inside, she stepped outside it entirely. She chose roles that subverted expectations. She leaned into satire, discomfort, and contradiction. Being underestimated didn't slow her down. It sharpened her strategy. She didn't just rewrite the blonde narrative, she exposed how flimsy it always was. Image versus identity. Marilyn once admitted that the world fell in love with an illusion, a version of her that smiled on command and never asked for too much. The image paid the bills. The real woman absorbed the loneliness. She learned early that fame could make you visible, without ever making you understood. Margot has spoken about a similar fracture. The public sees confidence, ease, charm. What it doesn't see are the constant evaluations, the loss of privacy, the pressure to remain relatable while living an extraordinary life. When the gap between who you are and who the world thinks you are grows too wide, it becomes dangerous. For both women, protecting identity wasn't vanity. It was survival. Control, choice, and creative power. Marilyn's most radical act wasn't rebellion, it was ambition. Founding her own production company in the 1950s was nearly unthinkable for an actress, let alone one defined by beauty. She challenged contracts, questioned authority, and paid a steep price for refusing to stay silent. But her fight planted a seed that Hollywood couldn't erase. Margot Robbie picked up where that fight left off. Lucky Chap isn't about dominance, it's about ownership. About choosing stories that don't sanitize women or reduce them to archetypes. This is creative power redefined. Not control for control's sake, but freedom to tell the truth. A conversation across time. Imagine Marilyn watching Margot now, not as a tragic symbol, but as a woman who understands the cost of being desired by millions. She sees an actress who knows when to embrace glamour and when to dismantle it, who understands that beauty can open doors, but boundaries keep you whole. Because Marilyn never wanted to be remembered as fragile. She wanted to be known as serious, intelligent, and capable, things the world rarely allowed her to be. The torch continues. Legacies don't repeat themselves. They adapt, respond, and evolve. Marilyn Monroe cracked the foundation of Hollywood's expectations by insisting she mattered beyond her image. Margot Robbie is building on that fracture, transforming it into opportunity for the women coming next. One became immortal through myth. The other is reshaping the industry in real time. This isn't about replacing icons. It's about continuing unfinished work. So, when someone asks if Marilyn Monroe's legacy still matters, look at Margot Robbie. The answer isn't history. It's happening now. Marilyn Monroe's legacy pulses through Margot Robbie's career, from glamorous highs to resilient comebacks. These women prove Hollywood's heart beats with timeless strength. Who's your ultimate blonde icon? Spill in the comments. Like for more legacies, subscribe and bell on. Next, another star duo showdown. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, in Tinseltown, legends never die.